just start recording now, and then just chop off wherever we start.
For sure, bro.
All right.
Starting off strong.
Yeah, let's take like a couple minutes to prepare, and then we'll do like 15, 20 minutes,
Sure.
or
Yeah, I
however
dig
long we
that.
take. Um, okay, so let me just get to the right page.
So I have summarizations. So we gotta obviously start with like an intro. Not like who we are, but like what we're reading. So we gotta explain a little bit about the book or at least this section. Page 54, my friend.
On Zarathustra's speeches, three meta, yeah, three metamorphoses. Is that what you're talking about? Hello?
Yep.
Okay, mine's on 25.
Oh,
Yeah, it's,
interesting.
it's weird, But also, someone bought me this for Christmas. So this is a new
The
book.
book?
Yeah. Apparently I think it's called,
I literally I'm like the first page of the three metamorphoses is about to tear off. This is fucking shit. I will order a new book.
you can have,
Great. So we're starting off with the three metamorphoses, a section in a book called "Thus Spoke Zarathustra" by our beloved Friedrich Nietzsche.
very nice. Alright, so, sorry. Wait, are we starting or?
Uh oh, you cut out a little bit. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Are we
Oh
start?
no,
Is it bad? Hello?
Brian. No.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Where'd you go?
I'm
Wait. You hold on a second. It cut for like a good 20 seconds there.
yeah,
I couldn't hear what you were saying.
am I good now or no?
Yeah. Now it sounds like it's fine. As long as you know why it stopped record, like why you cut, then I think we're good.
Nope, no idea. Uh, okay, no problem. Alright.
Fucking lit.
Alright, brother, so let's get to it. I guess we'll just start off, dude. There's no point. This is first video, so, let's see. So we're gonna, do you want to read, do you want to read the first part? Should we go back and forth, or should we just get right into the discussion?
I like an intro and then a summarization and then picking apart the three like actual metamorphoses: the camel, the lion, and the child.
Okay.
Do you want to do you want yeah, do you want me to do like an intro or something?
Yep, you can do the intro.
You still there?
Yeah. Damn.
Oh no.
Am I good?
I think it keeps if you can hear me, I think it keeps cutting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Wait, wait, did wait, you were you speaking or were you like did you hear me
Yeah,
for all
yeah.
of that? Cuz I was
I heard you. I'm watching like the voice connected on Discord, and it's just dropping 2 bars every so often.
oh, so it might cut.
Yeah. So I guess if that happens, just keep talking until I come back.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll get started then on the section. All right. So we're reading the section of "Thus Spoke Zarathustra," a book by Friedrich Nietzsche, and the section is of the three metamorphoses. And in this section, he's diving into, I guess, what is it? Self improvement, through breaking down the three steps of an individual. The first being the camel, one who takes the burdens and enjoys taking the burdens given to him by other people and just kind of goes through life kind of doing what he is told, doing the thou shalt that are bestowed upon him. And the camel can be prideful of this. The camel can enjoy doing these things because it's a sign of his strength of how much of a burden he can carry. But this is not good because he's not a true individual yet. He's just doing what other people are telling him to do, which is exactly what a camel does. You have any notes on the camel, my friend?
Uh, yeah, just that the camel is just a big metaphor for being able to carry its burdens, storing all the knowledge of its experiences, like the water and the camel, and yeah, I think a big part of the camel is that it's taking pride in bearing these burdens, and not pitying himself, learning all that he can and using those experiences to propel him to the next
I'm gonna wait till you
metamorphosis.
come back. I think you cut out.
All right, is it good now?
Yeah, right as you were starting on the camel, it cut. So, I didn't hear anything. But if your recording is good, then, you know, you'd be chilling.
Damn, is it going out again? Okay.
It did for a second, but I think it's fine right now.
All right.
We'll just say fuck it. We'll see how this ends up.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Okay, so I,
So,
I was just saying that the camel is a metaphor for basically all the knowledge um, that you're able to store within your water holdings as a camel, but also taking pride in bearing the burdens and using those to propel you to the next metamorphosis.
I think a very cool part that he talks about with the camel is that the camel is carrying the burdens across a barren desert. And if you think about that, if you're alone in a desert or if you're alone anywhere in solitude, it gives you enough time to reflect. It should give you enough time to reflect on what you're doing, who you are, and all of these things if you have those capacities. So I think that's interesting that he chose that for like the literal landscape from where the camel is going, because it just kind of points out that a camel, if he is going to transition to a lion, will take the time in solitude in doing and carrying those burdens to stop and like think for a second and go, hey, like what am I doing? Who am I doing it for? Who's telling me this all this shit? And that's the beginning of the transition into the lion.
Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty much all I had to say on that too. Um,
I mean, there's only so much you can say about the sheeple, bro.
Dude, the freaking sheeple. What are we gonna do? Touch
Wake up,
about that.
goddammit.
Wake the fuck up! Pissing me off.
Take your she legit, you little bitches.
Alright, lads, get ready for the next one.
Ugh. Fucking dude, we gotta jump on that Ash too. But all right, that's for another talk.
Yeah. Alright,
All
so
right, so great. Uh huh.
yeah, so I guess let's move on to the lion. So in
Yes.
this section, the lion is confronting the dragon, and I feel like as would you say as like the camel, you're starting to feel inferior to the dragon. That the that you want to like as the camel, you want to learn everything you can about the dragon, and now that you think that you've learned enough, you're sick of the dragon bestowing on you what you should do. Um, in a sense, but the dragon is covered in the Dao shouts. And did did I cut out by the way?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's actually like okay, now it's actually bad. Um, you still there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
You're coming in and out
Okay.
like
This
pretty
is.
heavy now. I don't know if the connection just dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah. Okay. You're back. You're back. Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the lion for a bit?
yes. Sorry, I apologize for not contributing, but like the connection dropped pretty heavy.
Okay. No
But now you're
problem.
back.
Yeah, I'm back for good. Don't you worry about a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lion, baby. The transition to the lion. The lion starts in the loneliest desert as he searches to capture the freedom and become the lord of his own. like just like a young lion who leaves his own pride, the comfort of his own pride, has to take the steps necessary and venture into the uncomfortable, into the tragedy of life, if he ever wishes to be a king of his own. Um, and touching back on what you said, the spirit of the lion is I will. It's the awakening of understanding of I am a person with power. I will have the will to power over myself and do what I want to do. It's a lot
Exactly.
of it's a lot of selfishness, which I hate that. I think it really is in Christian morale that selfishness is really seen as inherently bad when it's not inherently good or bad. I think selfishness can serve great. It can be a great servant for the progression and growth of you, and then as you grow and become a better person and a more attuned person, the people around you will notice and hopefully do the same, and then it should spiral upwards into the whole of society.
Yeah, and I really think like in order to be um, a open-minded person, or even like attempting to become the Uberman, um, you need to go through all different stages, which is why the metamorphoses have been laid out to us. First, you must be the soaker of knowledge, and once you've like accumulated that knowledge, then you can become the destroyer, using your um, using your knowledge in order to kind of carve out your own piece, not sticking to what everyone else says to you, which is like why the dragon has upon its scales the thou shalt. And I feel like in the lines part of the metamorphosis, he's challenging all of that, and that's only going to, you know, in the book sense, put you on your way to becoming the Ubermensch. Would you agree with that, or?
Yes, 100%. I think that it's important to so the only contention I have with this dragon of thou shalt is Nietzsche is saying you have to tear off every single scale from the dragon to defeat him of thou shalt. And to a degree I agree with that sentiment because you should you should at least do your best to understand why um the people are telling you, either whether it's telling you values or a system of morality, or telling you how to, I don't know, what you should be doing with your life, whatever. I feel like you should at the minimum be evaluating just to make sure that you either accept or reject those ideas. But I don't think you can reject okay, so many thoughts and ideas have been come up with already where what he's suggesting is no, you have to destroy everything, all the law tables, as he brings up later, and make your own. And it's like, yeah, bro, but like if if one of the scales on the dragon is don't kill people, bro, that's not cool. And then you're like, okay, I have to destroy that. I don't want that morality. Well, then are you just gonna be like cool with killing people? Or are you gonna have your own different interpretation of like, well, murder is bad because if murder is good, then everyone murders everyone and everyone's dead, so that's not good. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I'm getting sidetracked or like going on a weird spiral, but
No, no,
I feel
yeah,
uh huh.
yeah, it makes sense because I mean, it's even like um, how much of an influence are the laws of the land? Like if someone says don't murder, in a situation where you need to fend for your life, um, perhaps that might be, that new morality, or sorry, moral that's okay to kill in that certain sense. So that like delves into a whole new topic. But in regards to the dragon, to me, essentially, I really believe like he's the embodiment of like thousands of years of the balance, like yin and yang, sort of the answer to the universe. So where it's good and evil, destroyer and creator, um, all of those things, and whether tearing off all of those scales off of the dragon, are you essentially creating your new balance, your new like sort of answer to the universe? Um, since like a lot of these different cultures have always sort of come to the same realization about how important balance is. Even like the story like the two wolves, where like it depends which one you feed, yin and yang, all of those. But um, yeah, what do you think about that?
So I think it's very interesting that you just brought up how a lot of cultures kind of come to very similar conclusions. At least if we're discussing values and morality in the sense of like, again, one I guess protege of Nietzsche was Carl Jung, very influential psychologist, and kind of elaborates more on Nietzsche's psychology, or not his psychology, but like um, how
It
Nietzsche was almost like a proto psychologist. Jung would pick up and develop a more stronger resolution for that type of psychology. But what he brings up is that a lot of cultures throughout all of time, since that's kind of what his area of study he decided to do, realized was that a lot of figures, which he calls archetypal figures, that are across all cultures and time, which would lead me to believe that okay, so there are core values that are good, that are inherently good, and if that's the case, then you really aren't killing the dragon. You're just kind of like you said, reforming it to your own, to a dragon that the lion, I guess, can either live with or they can be at peace with. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
But that's I think we're getting a little sidetracked on like the on the maybe not. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but so yes, the lion in his realization of he is his own being and he is in control of his own destiny has to take the steps necessary to reform a life based on values he believes are true or true to him at least. Um, and in doing so, he frees himself from the bondage of society. He frees himself of being tied down to or chained, if you will, and that makes him a more free spirit being. But that's not the conclusion of the metamorphosis, as there is a third and final
Ooh,
transition. Oh my!
ooh. What's the third transition? Tell me.
That a sneeze? Maybe was that? Did you sneeze?
That was my hyped up growl, dude.
What'd you
That's what
go,
that
dude?
was. That was my hyped up, bro. I'm hyped up for this third metamorphosis.
Oh, I got scared. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Watch out, dude. Watch out.
Oh, and you
Okay.
cut out, by the way. So, oh,
Hey, we're
there it
back.
is.
We're back. We're back. We're all good.
Watch out, bro. I got a gorilla too, bro. Primal chance, primal chance.
My testosterone is increasing.
Are you eating enough bananas today, motherfucker? That's what you should. That's what everyone should be asking themselves.
If you're not eating a dozen nanas a day, what are you
In
doing?
and out, Ryan. You're cutting in and out.
All right, let's try and get this show on the road before we cut out too much. Are we good?
Yeah, uh, keep talking.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay, great. So we should use this time right now to finish this up.
Yep.
Yes, the transition to the child I think is a super important thing because the weight of seriousness, the weight of gravity, to Nietzsche was his devil, was his arch nemesis, and in doing so, you realize that you have to live with a lighthearted, kind of zen in the present lifestyle, like the child. It's no wonder that a lot of cultures and societies deify children because of their blissful, pure happiness and pure joy. And the goal is to transition to that, but with the knowledge that you have, that you have gained from being a lion, so you're not naive. Because the world is cruel, the world is suffering, and if you're naive, it will fucking stab you so far in the heart that you'll lose all hope. So the goal is to break free from society and morals and all that, reform it to your own, live a life you're happy and proud of through the actions of the lion, but then return to a very light-hearted state, which is the child.
Yeah, exactly. And I think essentially what this whole metamorphosis is like summarized is like the rules to gaining your own freedom, because, that's something that's really represented in, America's culture, land of the free. And it's like, what does freedom really mean? Um and how can you achieve it? Because some people may be thinking that they are free, but they're enslaved to material possessions, to money, to success, or whatever. And it's are those are those ideas something of your creation, or that society implemented into your thinking? And why, like, I guess, like, um, it goes like, I would say having the ability to, like, kill someone with your bare hands, but choosing, like, not to, is
Ah,
more
yes.
like morally upstanding than not. So I think that that's what the transition is to the lion and to the child. To regain some of that, like, innocence and freedom, free of the burdens of, like, the stresses of life, but fully embracing them through the other metamorphosis. Um, it's like, you know, if the tadpole misses one of its metamorphoses, then it's stuck as, like, some hybrid weird thing that won't be able to reproduce. So
Hmm.
essentially, you have to go through all of these metamorphoses in order to gain, um, the full freedom of the spirit. Because if you get, I guess what I'm trying to say is, getting, you can get stuck in one of these metamorphoses, and then you've completely negated the purpose of them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I, you, I forgot a point I was supposed to bring up while you were talking because you said something. You said something that struck a chord with other Nietzschean values. I freaking forgot what it was though.
Was it the choosing?
Oh, I remember. Are you ready?
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, so you were alluding to the fact of morality of a man who cannot murder, and doesn't murder is just he's spineless, but his morality is valueless because since he does not have the potential to do the thing, the bad thing, the evil thing, then he's just a harmless little squish ball.
Mhm.
Whereas what you should be is the old adage of a warrior, or sorry, a warrior in a garden. You
Yep.
should have, you should be like the lion with teeth and sharp claws, because you have to go through life and you're gonna have to confront people. It's uncomfortable, and do a lot of these things. Not just physically. I don't mean physically like you're gonna go around beating the shit out of people, because that won't really get you that far. But the important thing is like to have the potential for those things and know you do, and then decide with your willpower, because it's all about how strong your will is to not do those things. That is the valuing of like a good moral person. So that was a powerful thing you brought up. One thing I want to bring up about the child that's also super important. This is another point in Nietzsche that is resonated a lot throughout his writings. Is the last section of the three metamorphoses is the child is innocence and forgetfulness, a new beginning. Which forgetfulness is something that's super prominent in his writings. And a lot of people get confused, including myself, when I was first reading about it, because I really thought he meant literally to forget the things. But what he's saying is to free yourself of the ball and chain of the past, in other words, of like depression, is you have to live, you have to learn from your lived experience, but then you have to forget it because you can't have it in your mind, taking up space and reminding you of like that dark negative energy,
Yep.
if that makes sense. So for it's not forgetting in the sense of literally forgetting, but it's forgetting in the sense of freeing your mind once it has served you, once the experience has served you and you've learned from it and you've grown, then to forget it and to leave it out of your mind so you can continue to live in the moment without interference from that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Powerful.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I think it all alludes to is freedom, right? Uh, we're all in servitude to something in our life, and to become the Ubermensch, you have to
Ah,
free
shit.
every single one of those chains. And it's like Ben Franklin said, like, he was um admired as, like, one of the most brilliant minds, and he said he never even came close to his potential. So although you won't be able to reach the Ubermensch level. There's no reasons to stop trying to attain that level of freedom. And also, one more point is that, um, alluding to the staring into the abyss and the abyss stares back, um, I'm relating it to the like warrior in the garden. Is it's so easy to um, seek knowledge and the knowledge consume you. So if you have the ability to kill and keep staring into the abyss essentially, then all you're gonna be is like, you know, pure killing machine or something like that. And
Yes.
that's where the restraint comes in of, being a child and taking a step back from being the destroyer for a moment. And
Mm-hmm.
another, I would say it's even another stage of like reflection, right? Or not, not in like reflection in the sense of, seeing the mistakes of the past, but growing, a new stage. And who knows, dude? There might even be a fourth metamorphosis we're not seeing.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Maybe,
But
maybe, maybe
mhm.
it wasn't finished, but yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I think
gonna fucking good shit.
good shit, dude. Yeah, I think that was good first one. I don't know why it took us so long, but we're here now.
We did it,
We
Ryan. That's
we
all that matters.
we
We did it.
broke a link of one of the chains.
We
Let's
popped the cherry, motherfucker.
Yeah, we popped that bitch wide open.
That's right. Now she's ready for the full dick, bro.
The
Fucking 24/7.
the full
Bam, 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 bam.
yeah, full forearm. My dick has been growing an inch a day on Shilajit.
My testosterone levels have reached so high that scientists are so confused, bro.
Yeah, they're they're confused how testosterone is increasing the size of my cock.
They tried to lock me in prison, but my big cock is just broken free of every constraint. Ah, powerful, bro. All right, I have to go to work in like 10 minutes, so I will leave you on that note. Thank you, Ryan. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Yep.
I'm so happy we finally jumped on this shit,
Yep.
and we will continue to do more and have more time. Because, like, honestly, I feel like for sure we could go much longer because there was so much I wanted to talk about, but I can't because I just don't have time right now.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, also great. I'm super excited about this. We're getting it done. We know how to do it. And then, further along the line, we're obviously going to um, increase the visual aspect of it and hopefully improve some of the kinks and the in and outs of the audio.
Yes.
But yeah, man, definitely. I think so. I think we got probably about a
Uh,
solid 20 minutes. Solid 20 minutes there. Can you hear me?